Oh, hello everyone. Yeah, tonight we're going to talk about Wi-Fi and Bluetooth. I've got various bits and bobs up here for you to have a look at afterwards. I probably won't hold many things up, but if you've got any questions afterwards, then we can go through them. I was going to do something quite cool. I'll link this up with the computer, and via Wi-Fi I was going to have all my notes on it, but for some reason the Wi-Fi here doesn't want to work, so we'll skip that and I'll be working note-free. Okay, so I've broken it up into two elements, Wi-Fi and then we'll talk about Bluetooth. If you've got any questions, then just jump in at any point and we'll go through them. So, there's various different types of Wi-Fi that are available to you. Each one's useful for different things. Two different types were ratified at the same time. See, back in 1999 in October, 802.11a and b. They work in different ways, they've got different maximum speeds, and they work at different frequencies. Most people have adopted the 802.11b standard. 802.11a, although it's still in a license free band, shall we say, you still, in the early days, needed to actually register that you had one of these devices and pay a nominal fee of £1 per device or whatever it was. I can't remember exactly. A few years later, we can see almost 4 years later, 802.11g came along, which gave us the theoretical maximum speed matching A, still within the 2.4 gigahertz frequency range. There's various other ones that have come out, really we haven't been privy to until this year, when 802.11n was finally ratified, although you've been able to buy pre-N devices for quite some time. It wasn't actually, the standard had not been agreed by the Wi-Fi Alliance. So in theory your device could have been outdated at any point, but they all seem to be upgradable with firmware, so it's all good. The nice thing about it is that they generally have two radios in them, so that they can operate in either 2.4 gigs or 5 gigs or both at the same time, which is very nice. N's available in the phone, in the laptop. A lot of new pieces of hardware have got N in them. That's standard now. The MIMO, which stands for multiple in, multiple out. Okay, so in terms of the 2.4 gig frequency, they were split up into channels, generally 13 channels across Europe and most of the world. However, Japan wanted to be one better, and they've got 14 channels available, as you can see here. And they overlap, so although you have generally 13 channels, to try and improve performance and interference issues, they've given you more channels to overlap them. So if, for example, you were running your access point in on channel 1, and you found your next door neighbour had an access point, hopefully they wouldn't be running on channel 2 because you're going to be sharing each other's space. So ideally you want to try and move away as far as you can. And as you can see, each channel takes up 22 megahertz worth of spectrum. So we've got quite a big band up there. So several modes available to you, for you to choose. Most people would use infrastructure mode. And for infrastructure mode, you would generally have an access point. So your router would do that, that's fine. The reason people will do that is it's nice and scalable. You can keep adding access points. You can manage them centrally if you've got that ability. So companies, for example, our company, what we've done is we don't use web keys or WPA keys or any of those kind of things. Ours are tied in with our VPN solution that we've got. So if you haven't got access to the VPN, you actually can't get access to Wi-Fi, and that's also tied in with their standard username and password. So you don't have to give people keys. As long as they know their own password, then they can get in. And with infrastructure mode, it allows you to improve your reach, i.e. Devices can be much further apart and still communicate. The other type is ad hoc mode, and that's what I was trying to use today, but for some reason it's a little bit flaky. A lot of people don't use it, but the reason for it is you don't need any additional hardware. So here there was no Wi-Fi router, and the two devices can talk to each other. I can't really see the circles on here. But the way it works is a peer-to-peer system, and this is now restricted by range. And it's a shame you can't see them, but if you imagine each one of these laptops has got a range that they can talk to, these devices can only talk to other devices that are in their overlapping range. So that's why it's not quite so useful as infrastructure mode. So yeah, not very common. Most people will just get the routers. So where are we today?
Sorry, James, is it peer-to-peer or is it peer through peer? Is it a bit like DigiPT on packet?
No.
I couldn't. I don't think it is. I believe you can only speak to people that are within range.
So that peer?
Yeah. One of the things that I did many years ago was set up a wireless mesh which used ad hoc mode, and the idea was you spoke to the mesh and the mesh could pass it on. But I think it's far less useful than infrastructure mode. In the end, I switched to infrastructure mode anyway and dumped it. So where are we today? Well, we're on 802.11n generally. If you buy something new, don't buy anything that's not N. It's got MIMO technology, which stands for multiple in, multiple out. It utilises multipath. I'm not sure if I've got a picture of it or not later on, but I think I have. So that's basically the fact that you're broadcasting, you're bouncing off walls and things are coming in at all different times. So they now call these intelligent antennas. I don't think the antennas are intelligent, I think it's more of a card, but that's how they're described. As you can see with the card, we've got three antennas there. In the early days we had one antenna, then when G came along we had some diversity, and sometimes they had two. Now we're at 3 or more antennas. And the way it works is the transmitter sends multiple bits of data over multiple antennas, and hopefully at the other end you've got a similar number of antennas, and you should get greater range and greater throughput. That's the theory. Both ends don't have to be end compliant, but if you want all the benefits, then you need to be. So here's an example of how they work. In the old days, if you look at the bottom one first, the single antenna, you can see some of the signals bouncing off various obstacles in its way and coming into a receiver of multiple antennas. So the next one up, multi-in, single out. So you can see there's a benefit. So if you imagine, say this one was our old B and this one was our G, and the three ones over here at the ends. Before we go any further, various antennas. I'll tell you about the project I was doing. These are outdoor antennas. They're supposed to be omnidirectional, but they've got elements of gain to them if you get the load just right. So what a lot of people do when they were using these for meshing is they'd work out where the load was using various free tools, and they try and turn the antenna around to try and get two lobes pointing together. And then the idea would be the clients would use small Yagis or patch antennas to try and talk to these. And what we did was we had the Wi-Fi was generally available on 2.4 gig. To get maximum internet throughput, there was a backhaul on 5 gigs, which basically allowed all the standard internet traffic to go via a different link than these. On 2.4 gig. And
Sort of distance you said on that, James?
it very much depends on what the client's using, because you could have a client who's just using their built-in um, in their laptop. The other problem with this is because it's up high on your house, it's almost like an umbrella effect. So you don't get much directly underneath it. So if someone's right underneath it, it's not going to be that good. You need to be slightly further away. So the other thing that you could do there was use much lower gain antennas, like little rubber duck style antennas as the film. They work quite well, and what you're able to do is plug the internet into each of these clever routers, and they would all mesh together. If one of these routers didn't have internet, then they'd be able to pull their internet off of another router and share it all on. At one point before I took it all back down, there was one of these on top of Barclays Bank in Old Town. The Wi-Fi was being funded by the radio station up there. But it was something that people weren't that interested in. Although it was there for free.
You're talking about a few hundred yards with that,
in terms of what connecting with what? If you were connecting with something like this.
no, with a laptop. So.
Oh, with a laptop, yeah, it wasn't that, because you're restricted. Both ends need to be able to communicate. So if you haven't got a good path, then you're going to be fairly restricted. The ideal would have been people stuck up little tiny patch antennas, connected that into their router or access point, and got it that way. It was quite clever, but never really caught on. And during the process, I used things like this, which is a Wi-Fi B card, and it's got an external antenna connector and MCMX connector, which came out to an end-type socket, and I was able to put a little external aerial on the card, plug that in, and take it around with my phone. I used to slide that into the back of my phone, and then be able to pick up various access points and be able to track with a GPS how far you could get and how it was doing. One of the things that we experimented at one point was using one of these antennas, which is allegedly a 20 dB Yardley, but they're so narrow. At one point I attempted to use this from Barbary to see what I could get, but never really found much in the 20 minutes or so I was up there. It just needs to be absolutely aligned perfectly to get something. You're also relying on the other end having enough signal to be able to get back to you. So before we move on, has anyone got any? I wasn't sure really where to pitch this. Has anyone got any Wi-Fi questions? No? Okay, we'll move on. Bluetooth, this one's a lot longer. So, what is Bluetooth? I'm sure most people have used it, but it's an open wireless protocol that was designed to work over short distances, whereas Wi-Fi is designed to communicate between, say, two computers or a network and a server and a laptop or whatever. These really were designed to remove cables. So link two devices together without a cable. So one of the original ideas was to replace RS-232 links with Bluetooth. So rather than creating a wireless LAN, this creates something called a personal area network, or a PAN. Doesn't matter how you use it, they still call it a PAN. So the history, it was invented in 1994 by some clever guys, Ericsson. They then realised that this was quite a good idea, but they weren't going to get mass adoption unless they got other people involved. So they created a special interest group with a few other people in 1998. And now no single company owns a spec. It's managed by the SIG, and everyone gets a say. When they formed it, they called it Project Bluetooth, and the name pretty much stuck. It must have been in my notes. The name Bluetooth came from the King of Denmark, something like that. He was King Harold, whatever his Danish name was, which translated and anglicised became Bluetooth, and he was responsible for getting all the countries at that time, Denmark, Sweden, all talking and not warring. So they thought it was a good idea that all these devices could talk together, and they call it after them. So, why would you want Bluetooth? What are you going to do with it? You can link mobile phones to your hands-free headset. Things like this. It's quite an old clunky one, but still works. You can actually network computers together with them. If you didn't have Wi-Fi available, but it's everywhere now. You can connect input and output devices, so you can connect a Bluetooth mouse or a Bluetooth keyboard. You can have Bluetooth-enabled printers. Pretty much getting everywhere now. You can file transfer between your phone and your printer or whatever, do all those kind of things. And it still replaces traditional RS-232 devices like GPSs. You can get Bluetooth GPSs and use them with your phone or your PDA, things like Tom.
Would I be right in thinking it's faster than RS-232?
In theory it's capable, it depends which class. Yeah, so the theory is it is faster.
Oh, you've got the data right there, so... Yeah, you've got a read though.
So the way it works is it pops around to 79 frequencies, but what you'll find is a lot of devices don't actually use 79 frequencies. Things like these headsets will use a lot fewer frequencies. It chops all the data up and it just jumps all over the place across those different frequencies, sending the data. Apparently it uses Gaussian frequency shift keying, but I didn't go as far as to find out exactly what that was. I'm sure if you're interested or somebody knows. Anyone know what it is? No? Okay, I'm not the only one then. So it's got a gross data rate of 1 or 3 megabits per second, depending on the class of device you've got. So it still uses 2.4 gigs, uses exactly the same spectrum as Wi-Fi, shares it with your DECT phones and video senders, all those other kind of things. One of the one of the key things that they had in mind when they designed it is they wanted it to cost very little and they wanted it to consume very low power, because when it's in one of these devices, they're giving these away now, they want them to be as cheap as possible and they don't want them to drain batteries. Imagine if you're spending all day with your headset on, you don't want the battery drains flat by the end of the day. So how did they manage to do? It cost a third of what it costs to implement Wi-Fi on the device and uses a fifth of the power. So they've done pretty well. I'm not sure if I've got the prices later on, but if not, it's about $3 for a Bluetooth module to stick it into a device nowadays. So, there are 3 classes of Bluetooth for varying powers and varying ranges. So class 1 is about 100 meters. This is a class 1 Bluetooth dongle. It's just a standard USB, but it's got an external aerial on it. This one I'm not so sure about. It is newer, but it hasn't got one of these external aerials on it, so it's probably more than likely a class 2, but it doesn't say on it, so I'm not exactly sure. Just imagine it is a class 2 device. And I've seen them now, so small, they're just slightly bigger than these sort of steel connections, so they're equivalent of about relatively tiny. So, there have been lots of iterations of this, version 1 and 1B. You can see that 1 and 1B came out fairly close together. Anyone who implemented version 1 would have found it didn't actually work at all and we couldn't connect. So it didn't take long before they corrected that and 1B came out. And there were still problems, so 1.1 came out. It should be 1999, I apologise. And 1.1 came out a little way later. So this one here, I think, is a 1.1 device. This is 1.1, and this is a version 2. 2 stands for enhanced data rate, so you can get about 3 megabits per second out of this device, whereas a lot lower out of the other one. They are backwardsly compatible, but not speed-wise. So if I wanted to talk to the earlier ones, then I would have to back the speed down to whatever the maximum the other one was capable of at the time. We've got a new version come out, version 3. I think the HS stands for high speed. It's a con really, as far as I'm concerned. When you have a device that is version 3 compliant, it's actually got Wi-Fi built into it. So all that happens is you initiate the connection with your Bluetooth, and as soon as you want to make a transfer, it fires up the Wi-Fi card and transfers the data over Wi-Fi. Why has only got 24 megabit per second limitation when it's streaming via Wi-Fi? I'm not quite so sure. Maybe it's to do with the power distances and such like that. That was approved earlier this year. I've not actually seen any devices that have come out with it, but I'm sure they must be there. So, for Bluetooth to actually work, you need profiles. Now, these aren't every profile that's available. I've just listed a few common ones that you would use. For example, the iPhone came out. This is the third version of the iPhone. Although it's got Bluetooth in it, one of the things I was very much looking forward to is replacing my old solution, which is just a standard dipole with a plug-in on the bottom. And what that does is that turns the audio into a Bluetooth signal, and then using my headphones, I can pick them up and move around. Quality's not great, but it's better than ripping the cables apart. So these things came out without Bluetooth in them, and I thought, great, this is going to be superb. No audio profile in it. It was completely useless. You could stream the music over the profile for your headset, but the quality of that was appalling. But the nice thing about it is it's all firmware, it can all be upgraded, all software driven. So a few of the profiles are the advanced audio distribution profile, which are the sort of headset, not headset, the headphones, headphone type solution. There are various car kits that are available now. I think Parrot make one, so you can stream directly to your car. There are profiles for allowing you to control DVD players and TVs and things if they've got that facility. So these guys have thought of quite a lot of uses for this particular product. Basic imaging profile, I think that's for when you're sending photographs to each other. Basic printing, so you can print your photographs to these Bluetooth enabled printers. Hands-free profile. Well, when I first looked into that, I thought it was going to be the these things, but no, apparently there's a separate profile if you'd like to connect it to your car. Video distribution, serial port we've spoken about. Headset profile is one of these things, and human interface devices like keyboards and such like. And if you look them up, there's probably another 3 times that number of possible uses and profiles that these guys have come up with. So I mean, it's quite handy having all these features, but you got to think it's very, very close range.
You can't change it, though, can you?
What's that?
The profile.
You
whatever you buy.
absolutely, yeah, it's whatever you buy. So they choose to support. They wouldn't put Hewlett Packard wouldn't put the stereo music streaming profile in their printer. They're going to only implement what they need to be the basic printing profile. So A2DP, for example, fire this up, pass it round, still on yet. That into iPod, playing. That's now streaming an amateur radio podcast from my phone. We say it's high quality. It's not as good, anywhere near as good as wired headphones, but it's good enough for those of us who are used to compressed audio nowadays. You can do it in stereo or mono. Why would you want to do it? iPod to headphones or mobile car stereo. iPhones just implemented support for it.
Is the quality down to your iPod rather than the standard?
Well, it's compressed, so it's
Well, your iPod is compressed, but does it have to be compressed to use the standard? I think you said the standard was about 24 megabits per second, which is about 3 megs a second, which is well over necessary for.
yeah, but I don't know what they compressed that down to in the standard, so I'm not too sure. But that's how I started originally. If you want any more information, there's various places. Bluetooth.com is the commercial end of the outlet. .org is the SIG. If you want to know more about them. You can't produce any. You can't just decide I'm going to create a Bluetooth-enabled device now. You need to join the SIG. You have to provide them the product that you'd like to produce, and they run vigorous tests over it to make sure it's compliant in the way that you would expect, isn't it, cause any issues. Very much the same as the Wi-Fi Alliance. So, Bluetooth for hams. Why would we want to do it if you didn't want to listen to iPods? When I met these guys in Friedrichshafen a few years ago, when the product had just come out, the company produces a little box which you can plug into your radio. Costs about 110 quid. You can use a normal headset, you could use that one passing around there. And you can actually talk through your repeater and such like using that, which is quite nice, rather than having to have wires everywhere. One of the things that I said to them at the time was, well, this is all very well and good, but what have I got to do? I've got to have one on this ear for my phone and one on this ear for the rig. How does it work? They said, well, unfortunately, yes, that's what you have to do. And then I had a cheeky smile from her, and she said, just watch this space. I haven't seen it come out, and that was, what, 2 years ago? Still not out. So they must be working on it. Maybe it's a little bit more complicated than they thought. But
I did have a conversation with her one time, fairly shortly after that came out. There were a couple of wrinkles, and the principal wrinkle was when I was about the audience, because I was being I won a promise for a birthday.
oh yeah.
And the question she asked me on the phone is, what kind of Bluetooth device have you got? What's a headset? I said, Plantronics. And she went, forget it.
Really?
Apparently they had major problems being able to link that unit with Plantronics headsets. Now, whether that's changed over the last 18 months in production, I don't know, but that was a definite no.
Interesting.
I got one of these, James. I won it in the raffle at the HF convention.
Oh, excellent.
Yep. And I just bought a Motorola headset.
Just one of these kinds of
One of
things.
the airports, yeah. And it works.
Is there any other but not Plantronics?
What's the quality like?
It's pretty good,
Is
actually.
it?
It's as good as a little speaker, yeah. And you usually listen to people talking.
And what she was saying, I think, was it was pushed to talk and pushed
Yeah.
to drop.
You just push the thing in your ear. Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, the only thing you can't do with my rig, it stops you being able to scan it because you have many buttons to press to make it scan because you actually unplug the mic or the hands-free switch.
I love the idea, but I haven't been on quick. I've got cash
It
for
was
it.
a bit, yeah.
So I wouldn't, otherwise I wouldn't have bought it.
I got something else.
If you want to find any
You couldn't get rid of the wires.
wires to go from each
But you could power it,
yeah.
and then you could take the wires to your rig,
Yeah.
And then if you still want the speaker to work, you've got to have another wire to this, because you can actually use the Bluetooth and the speaker if you want.
I suppose it depends where you've got the rig. For me, it would be perfect because I've got power in the back, the rig's in the back.
Yeah,
wouldn't have any of that.
Mine's like that, but you still need a lower
You've
wire.
still got to have your control to be able to choose channel or whatever. Power.
You still need that here, you need to be able to see it, because you need to see the connection.
Yeah.
Okay.
The interference.
And whether you're driving along, pressing at the driver in front of you while still in the air.
So yeah, I've got no personal experience with them. Their website is appalling. So I'm trying to find
It's a bit dear for what it is, isn't it?
Yeah.
If it was 50 quid, it'd be...
Buildings, yes, buildings.
Yeah, they have.
Yeah, they have.
This was a couple of years ago that these guys have been working on it.
ST10 something.
I assume that what they've done is just taken a few off-the-shelf bits and pieces and just plugged them together. If you hit YouTube and look for K7AG, I think he's done something similar where he's picked up a few bits and pieces. Again, I don't know how many it is, but he's turned his home rig into a Bluetooth capable device. So what's next? Ultra wideband. You seem to be hearing about it a lot. Capable of massive data rates, 480 megabits per second, but only up to a few meters. Capable of 110 up to 10 meters. Wireless USB is alleged to be using it. Bluetooth are talking about can they integrate that. I presume that's so they can piggyback the same way as they do with Wi-Fi and various other devices such as wireless HDMI, so you can get high definition video from your Bluetooth Blu-ray player to your on-the-wall plasma screen. Which I think is a great idea now, but when everybody's got that, what's it going to be like? I don't know. Oh, we're at the end. That was quick, wasn't it? I think it's probably because I didn't have any of my notes to give me anything extra. But have anyone got any questions on Bluetooth?
Are all implementations of a particular profile on equipment basically the same? So if you had a Motorola phone with a Jabra headset,
They should.
compatibility should
They
be
should
the same?
Yeah, they. I wasn't making a call, was I? Yeah, they should be, and that's why they've joined the special interest group, so that these things can be tested to make sure they're compatible. But in the early days, there were rumours that certain Bluetooth headsets didn't work with certain phones, so I don't know how that.
Well, I'm still having, I mean, it's anecdotal, but I'm still having a problem. That Plantronics of 18 months ago, with my last Samsung phone, basically I sounded like a Dalek on it, and that was at best. And I changed to a Jabra headset some time later with the same, because I gave it to the daughter, same phone, and then with another phone, funnily enough from the same manufacturer, and it still doesn't like it. So I've basically given up, and I'm quite despairing of Bluetooth as being anything more than a toy. But it's interesting to hear your headset, because I was down here and it was 100% solid from all the way up there.
Yeah, at home, if I'm working in the garage, I'll leave this in the conservatory, and I'll be like, I'm out in the garden, through here, and in the garage, and it's
Well, my phone in my shirt pocket, I stand a reasonable chance. My phone in my trousers pocket, forget it.
Yeah. Well, again, that could be down to different classes, though, couldn't it?
You're a darling.
That's probably what you expect, yeah.
But that could be down to these different classes, couldn't it?
Yeah, it could well be.
If you've got an early,
But they're both
18 months
relatively
isn't that
new, yeah.
not old, is it?
18 months and the last one I was probably about a year ago, and I bought that in the expectation that all would be well, and it was a new phone about 12 months ago, so put all that little lot together, and I was expecting it to work.
Dodgy phone.
I tried it with different phones and it seemed to work. It just seems to be Samsung's
Oh, there you go then.
don't like it.
Dodgy phone.
Guess what I'm going to do when I change my phone?
Yeah.
Have you got any more spec on ultra wideband, James, like frequency, bandwidth, etc.?
No, I literally I added that as just a last minute last minute thing when I saw that they were talking about investigating that.
HF band.
Well, yeah, it sounds a bit scary to me. 480 megabits per second.
Megabits, yeah.
Still got to be fairly high power to transfer that sort of data, hasn't it?
It's from what I remember, it was in the gigahertz range, but I can't remember exactly where and how big the spectrum was. In the early days when they were testing it, it wasn't very good. You could put things in the way and it would stop working. Presumably they got better at that now.
It can't be that one before everybody's home just plain stops working because there's so many devices
Well,
trying to
that's what
talk
I'm
to each
wondering,
other.
if we all
Yeah, but if you could
battle
harness that
screens on the
power,
wall
If you
and-
could harness the power, yeah, fantastic.
Aren't there people investigating that? Charging
Yeah.
things from RF in the
Yeah,
yeah.
makes sense.
I know, but
well, he's quite
Yeah, it
interesting.
sounds a bit scary to me. 480 megabits per second.
megabits, yeah.
Still got to be fairly high power to transfer that sort of data, hasn't it?
It's from what I remember, it was in the gigahertz range, but I can't remember exactly where and how big the spectrum was. In the early days when they were testing it, it wasn't very good. You could put things in the way and it would stop working. Presumably they got better at that now.
It can't be that one before everybody's home just plain stops working because there's so many devices
Well,
trying to
that's what
talk
I'm
to each
wondering,
other.
if we all
Yeah, but if you could
battle
harness that
screens on the
power,
wall
If you
and-
could harness the power, yeah, fantastic.
Aren't there people investigating that? Charging
Yeah.
things from RF in the
Yeah, I remember
Yeah.
saying something about that. Like,
Yeah. I don't know much about it, but
There was something on these YouTube things. You get some quite interesting technical stuff on YouTube. It's not all music and stupidity.
so as you can see, my last few years of my life, a few years ago, was quite heavily into Wi-Fi and seeing what it could and couldn't do. And these are just a sample. I had all sorts of antennas, shorter Yagis and patch antennas and various other bits and pieces at the time. And now
The silly thing is, you buy a patch antenna that's supposed to give you gain, and then it gives you like 15 feet of cable about the quality of RG58. So anything you gained is completely lost. It's just become an attenuator.
Yeah, well, one of the things that I was doing at the time was the RF device. Actually, what it was a mini PC, and it was built with a mini ITX motherboard, about 17 centimeters square, and compact flash device. It was running Linux, and it was sat in a weatherproof box about that far, bolted to the pole under the antenna. So it had very short runs of very high quality.
Very wise move.
All uses LMR 400 or PBX or any other kind of high spec coax.
It's a bit difficult patching it onto your PC card at the other end.
It is. I mean, you need these sort of short pigtail bits and pieces. So what I had was the short pigtail that then went to, it was bolted through the box, so all I had to do was end to end. I got some nice crimps.
Yeah, but even that little pigtail at 5.5 gigs is going to be at least 3 dB loss.
Yeah. So other people have done different things. They've tried coupling them directly using connectors, but you're limited on what you can do with the box, I guess, at the end of the day.
I'm sure I can visualise a lovely YouTube snippet with somebody walking around with an iPhone and one hand in the army.
What some American amateurs, some of those channels are actually in the amateur band, aren't they? They've actually put a PA on and boosted it to about 5 watts, and with a couple of Yagis they've got 100 miles.
And the PAs are quite expensive. Even buying a watt
Yeah,
power is.
well, these are American.
Yeah.
Well, they've gone from sort of one end of the valley to another, you know.
I mean, you can
So they've got the record, the world record.
you're generally restricted. I can't. It was years ago since I've done it, so I can't exactly remember the maximum power. But nowadays you can buy cards which exceed the maximum power. If you start hooking any kind of antenna with gain onto them, you're out of your right to use them in that band legally. So that's one thing to be careful of, and I suppose if you're using glossy cable, then it's...
Unless you're an amateur.
Unless you're an amateur, of course.
Yeah.
But then you've got to comply with all your amateur
You'll be in the right channel then.
licensing conditions. So, I don't know whether I expect it too low or not, but anyone got any other questions? No? Okay. Thank you.
Let's silent audience. Let's thank James for his